Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've made a video. Quite a while back, I think it was back in October, I was talking about how the mailbox was really slow, uh, posting auctions was really slow, but for whatever reason, it was only seemed like it was happening with crafted gear, and I think I've figured out what the cause is. So right now I have some expired items in the mailbox. I'm gonna show show you kind of how slow things are kind of coming out of here. Um, not not super fast at all. Okay, so and what I think I've narrowed it down to is it's this default material cost method that I'm using, and I really like this method because as you get lower and lower on an item, you I have it set up to where it gets closer and closer to like dbmarket, db, like some other like another average that is closer to what I'm probably going to be paying for it. But like if you end up getting a couple thousand items at a really good price, then you might want to consider using that as your price. So anyway, so what I've ended up doing is going back to this DMCM default, which is default material cost method uh, default. So hey, it's kind of a double word there. Anyway, DMCM default is this convoluted. It's kind of similar to what TSM is already using, um, but in this case, like I'll use my smartavgbuy, but a maximum of this whole string, but then I try to take the minimum of uh, vendor buy, of course, db market. I go ahead and put in 1.2 times db region market average because I tend to try to buy stuff that's a little bit below the uh, db market, uh, or this kind of takes into account there's going to be some cases where somebody's manipulated the db market price, because they've bought everything out, so there's just one item left, and you don't want the 400,000 gold item to be what your db market turns out to be. So I throw in some other stuff here, an average of db region market average and 1.5 times db region sale average, and then you have the common crafting and convert db market. So those are there just to kind of get a general feel for what it should be. Now the thing is you can still go to your individual materials. So like I have I did a video on nether dragon scales. Um, you can still do this to where you can have you can come in here. So I can reset it to default, or you can come in and override what uh, is currently there. So I can still put in my uh, the string that I really like and everything. So I can keep that in there if I want to. Um, and then the thing is I I have another realm that I do the auction house on, and I haven't really been seeing this same problem. It seems a little like might be a little slower, but not really. But I think the thing is I don't have every profession there, so I've got pretty much every profession listed. So I know a lot of the materials in all those professions. So I've got like probably a lot more listed here than uh, you normally would. So if you've only got one or two professions, that string should be probably be okay. You probably might not notice a difference or not, but it uh, if you do start noticing a difference, then realize that maybe um, instead of the so what we have here, so instead of doing something like this where you have, so I've got it kind of nested, so when I hit 100 then I drop it down to a next lower level, but maybe instead of this inner one here, you just get rid of that. That might actually speed things up quite a bit. So, but I think in my case I'm going to just try to work with just using my default value. Alright, now so let me go back to the mailbox. I'll start getting all expired, and I don't know here, I can't really tell if it's moving much faster. I did time it when I was posting on another character. What I would do is I would pull stuff out of the mailbox with the DMCM default, and then I would change it back when I'm running the post scan, and then I would move it back to the DMCM default when I was actually posting. And so then I would kind of compare the two, and it seemed like I could post 10 items in like 22 seconds with the my older equation, and with the DMCM default one that I've started using, gone back to using, it seemed like I could post about 10 every 12 seconds or so. So it was definitely like double the speed, and just it's been bugging me for quite a while. So, and even this is still slow, so maybe it's still got some something in there that it's running some calculation whenever it pulls that stuff out of the mailbox, and maybe it's got to come up with some, the price of your materials and decide what it's going to do. I also run some other functions whenever you expire so whenever I expire something, it pops up as it reduces the price, so that could have an effect on it's recalculating these prices each time, so that could be causing a lot of the issues here. So yeah, like when I jump on my character that does all the transmogs, that stuff comes out of the mailbox pretty quick. Let me see if he's got any on it. I haven't tried the, I didn't look earlier before making the video, so we can check real quick. Anyway, sorry for the delay, but I haven't figured out what else to talk about in these videos. I can kind of go over what's going on. I'll probably again try to come up with some content for everybody, so that anyway, let's see how you can probably see. This seems a little bit faster to me. Things are kind of popping in. I mean, it's still slower with TSM, because TSM needs to record some information, the expired, whether something's sold or not. So anyway, I thought I'd share this with you, just so it's like I kind of feel like I figured out what was causing the delay on my system. And if you encounter the same thing, then that's probably what's doing it. So anyway, y'all take care. Have a great weekend.